Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be doing another base game and one pack starter home build. The pack that I've chosen to use today is City Living and I'm super excited for this one. I don't think I've ever done a build purely just City Living and base game, so I'm quite interested to see how this one turns out. If you do enjoy the video, give it a like, let me know what you think down below in the comment section, and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more from me. And I hope you enjoy the video. Let's get started. Okay, so this is the second ever build for YouTube where I have used my webcam as well as my mic for a voiceover of a speed build. The first one was in my save file video. I can't remember which I'm posting in order, so if you've seen the save file then you'll know that this is something that I'm testing out. But let me know what you think of using the webcam as well as my mic. In the comment section below, if this is something that you like in a voiceover, or if you just want to hear my voice, or if you'd like a mix of both, maybe sometimes me with webcam, me without. Normally when I record my voiceovers, I'm kind of like in it, not like all the kind of makeup done. I'm kind of just, you know, in my pajamas lounging around. So obviously if there is a time where I just can't, I don't want to get ready, and I don't feel like I look okay enough to be on a webcam, then I will probably just, you know, do my voice. But if this is something that you lot would be interested in, then I would be happy to keep doing this. Obviously, it doesn't really matter. Like, we're here to see the build, and this build is a City Living and base game starter home. Now, all my starter homes so far, I think have only been one floor. So firstly, I wanted to give myself the challenge of doing 2 floors. And secondly, I was in quite a bit of a pickle with only using base game and City Living, because City Living in itself is not limited, but there's not lots of great items. I mean, okay, I do like City Living and I do like the items, but in terms of furniture for the interior, so City Living has got kind of run down items, if you know what I mean. So for example, the bed where it's a used bed, or the kitchen counter where they're kind of used. So I kind of used the items that we got given to the best of my ability, and I was quite happy with the end result. I went modern as well. I'm drinking appetizer, by the way. Absolutely love appetizer. Yeah, so I went modern with the exterior and the interior. So we went with like a brown and black colour scheme on the outside. And then on the interior, I had like a split level room. So on the upstairs, I had that as the bedroom, and it was quite open plan, and the downstairs was very open plan as well, apart from the bathroom. So it was all kind of modern, but I spent a fair bit on the outside is what I realized, because when I got to the inside I was like, okay, we need to start deleting things here, because at this point in time when I was building this area, the exterior was huge. So I did end up bringing the landscape, like the structure, I had to bring that in a little bit to make room for more items. So I scrapped the right hand side of the build, and eventually that left hand side of the build gets kind of moved in and squished to make it a little bit smaller. I think what happens when I build is I get carried away with the build, adding this, that and everything everywhere, and I forget that I'm actually on a 20,000 simoleon budget. It's very, very hard to completely forget about it and go wild with your builds. I did include debug in this one. I know it might be a little bit of cheating because obviously a lot of debug is free, but the outside of the build was just looking so bare, and I needed to add some debug trees and debug plants because I just couldn't leave it like that. You know me, this whole starter home scenario is quite painful for me because I can't be adding clutter, and it's very kind of basic things going in. So I did go to debug, I'm afraid, for this one. This will be available on the gallery if I ever remember to upload it. So if you do want to download this and use this as a starter home for your Sims, you can. But besides all this, I have been really enjoying doing these starter home builds. It's small and quite, you're on a budget, so it's quite challenging, which I really do enjoy. At the moment, as I'm filming this, I'm currently building the castle in the Rocky Horror Show, American Horror Show, whatever it's called, the Rocky Horror Show, and it's quite challenging. It's very big. We've just done the first day of it over on my Twitch streams. If you're not following there, twitch.tv/Tazkabaz. So even like looking at this in comparison as a small little starter home is quite relieving for me, because yeah, that's huge and big challenge. So we've just done the bathroom over here, and in the end, as you see, I do move the bathroom in. I didn't initially intend for that space to be the bathroom, but it's just how things worked out. And moving it all in did save a bit on the budget as well. You will notice I do keep checking the like description and how much it is on when I would upload it to the gallery, just to kind of work out price-wise what I can and can't add. The interior is very basic, and looking back on it, I can see how kind of basic it is, which for me, as someone who does like to add a lot of detail to my builds, it's very meh. I do realise that I could have actually saved a lot by not putting the flooring on the top of the roof and everything. And I also realised that the trim around those half walls, I left as the like automatic brown, I think, that happens when you do half walls. So I think before I upload this to the gallery, I will go back and change that, because that's not good. Sorry if you can hear the clinking of my eye. I don't like that. I want it to be the black trim. So I am going to change that. Please do remember, mental note in my head to change the trim to black. Actually, I think I'm going to write that down. I have written it down. I don't know if you can see, but I've put trim city living black to remind myself to go in and change that to black. If you know me, if you've been in my streams for even one stream, you will know that I have the worst memory. I struggle with remembering things, and yeah, so if I don't write that down, then I'm going to completely forget to go back and do that. So I'm going to go and watch it. I'm going to go and sort it out after finishing recording this. But I was quite happy. Looking back on this, I was quite happy with how the actual exterior came about and how it turned out, because doing like the rocks and the different plants for the landscaping actually looked quite cute. I did then add a fence as well, and I used money for that. So it wasn't even a debug fence. It was, I think, a base game one. So yeah, no, I'm really happy with how it turned out. And bearing in mind that this build is only city living and base game, so I was quite restricted as it is with my pack usage. But I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. I think this little flower bed type thing that I've added as well looks quite cute. I don't think I ever really used that in builds. I just saw it and I was like, oh, looks a bit cute, let's use that in. And as always, I do my terrain paint going all around the edges of my build. I feel like it makes it look a lot more realistic and things. So yeah, I mean, as I said earlier, the interior of this build is quite plain. You know, you've got your bed. I did add a drawer, the, what would you call that, chest wardrobe thing. But as a whole, it's quite plain looking, because we were on this starter home budget. We didn't have a lot of money to work with. I did want to add the essentials like kitchen, oven, bed, bathroom, things like that. Obviously, like with all my starter homes, if you do decide to use this in your game, and if you move Sims into it, then as they get more money by working or selling or doing whatever, you can extend it and you can add more to the interior. But remember, this is just a starter home to help your Sims start off with their Sim lives. I did add a bookcase as well, because I wanted them to have some sort of skill. And yeah, at the end, I remembered to add a mailbox and a bin. That is very important. And I added some more trees going around the building as well, just to make it look a bit prettier on the exterior. But that pretty much sums up this build. It is a modern city living and base game starter home, which is perfect for your Sims if they are moving into their first home, looking for something to start off with in the game. And I'm super happy with how it turned out. Let me know what you think. I think this is my favourite out of all of the starter homes so far. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think of the build down in the comment section below. Yeah, I really love this one. Very different to what I normally build. I don't normally do that modern kind of split level, bedroom up top, rest of the house downstairs kind of vibe, but I kind of liked it, and I'm kind of thinking about doing more builds like that. As always, if you did enjoy the video, give it a like, pop a comment down below, and subscribe if you want to see more Taz content from me. Thank you again for watching, and take care, and I will see you next time. Taz out.